It's John Bowden from Rock History Music on how Russ Ballard ended up in that fantastic band from the early 70s, Argent. Remember Hold Your Head Up? And a lot more on Rock History Music. From the region of Hertfordshire, England, Russ Ballard quietly became one of the most influential forces in rock and pop music. Not by chasing the spotlight, but many times fueling it for others. Born on October 31st, 1945, Ballard first made waves in the late 1960s as the lead singer and guitarist for Argent, co-writing and singing the big hit Hold Your Head Up from the band's third album, All Together Now. They had a few songs that got a lot of airplay. Sweet Mary in 71, Hold Your Head Up was from 72. It was followed by Tragedy the same year, and the rock anthem God Gave Rock and Roll to You. As a solo artist, he built a cult following with albums like his self-titled in 74, which included I Don't Believe in Miracles, which would later be recorded by Zombies lead singer Colin Blunstone, and Canadian C.B. Victoria. In 76 came Winning, which featured the title song, which would become a hit later for Santana. There was also Since You've Been Gone, that would later be a hit for Rainbow. Ballard got a lot of airplay in 1980 with Barnett Dogs, and the hit On the Rebound. Another big album, The Fire Still Burns in 1985, which included the title song and Dream On. But behind the scenes, Ballard was shaping rock radio as a songwriter for hire. He penned New York Groove, which helped Ace Frehley become the most successful Kiss member in the late 80s to record a solo album. He wrote So You Win Again for Hot Chocolate, as mentioned, Winning for Santana. I Know There's Something Going On for Frida of ABBA. You Can Do Magic for America. And another one for Rainbow, I Surrender. While never being a main household name, the rockers know who Russ Ballard is. His fingerprints are all over classic rock. He is the man behind the hits, the voice you've heard 100 times. Quietly prolific and eternally underrated. Russ Ballard, easily an architect of the 70s and 80s and beyond. What was it like being in that band and how that happened?
I was in this band, the Roulettes, back in Adam Faith, and we were doing TVs together. When She's Not There came out, we were doing sort of rock shows together. The rock shows that used to be on a lot, like Thank You Lucky Stars, but they had everyone. We did that with the Beach Boys. We did it with Martha and the Vandellas. We did it with all kinds of people, you know. And then there was another one that was live, and that was called Ready, Steady, Go. And Man for a Man did the Sig tune. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Da, 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 da. And so I remember being in the dressing room. Because it was a very small building, and so space. There wasn't much space for dressing rooms. So we used to be in the dressing room together. So I used to chat to Rod and Colin and Chris mainly, and found that they lived very close to us. Actually, they lived in St Albans. We lived in Hertfordshire, so they weren't that far away. And then we started playing football together on a Thursday evening. Occasionally, but we were friends. We were good friends, and they were great guys, and we became pretty close. Hadn't seen them for ages. Then Bob Henry and I joined the Unit 4 +2, and we were the +2 of Unit 4. You to me are sweet as roses in the morning. Do you remember that song? Do you remember that song?
Yes.
I play guitar on that. Do 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 da do 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 do. I found it very difficult doing the session to find out where the chords were changing, but that became a big hit, and there were 2 versions in the American charts. Eddie Rambo was one of them, actually. But we were the +2 because that got to number 1 in England. We did quite a few shows with them. We did probably 6 months with Unit 4 +2. So we were playing outside London in Essex. We were playing about 30 miles outside London on a Saturday night. And it's advertised Unit 4 +2, on Saturday. And who walks into the dressing room but Rod? This is after the Zombies had split, obviously. Rod walks in, 68. Rod walks in with Chris White. And in the dressing room, I said, "What are you doing here?" And they said, "Oh, we were just passing. We were just passing, I thought, this is a strange one.
So
Anyway,
Rob and Chris were still kind of hanging. The band was broken up, and they were. I know that Chris had worked with Colin as well after the band
yeah,
broke up.
the three of them, they stay really big friends. Chris, Rob, and Colin, they were always big friends. So Rod had split the band, and I think he was looking for more of musicians, in the band. And I think he came up to audition us, I think. But I said to him, are you going to start another band? He went, yeah, I want to start another band. Yeah, I said, it gets into your blood, doesn't it? It gets into the blood. He said, yeah, this was Saturday. On the Monday, he phoned me. He said, Russ, you want to be in my band? I said, yeah. He said, well, yeah, I want Bob as well. So we both ended up in Argent, And of course, Jim Rodford was Rod Argent's cousin. So he was definitely going to be in there. And we got on well. We got on really well.
Hold Your Head Up was one of those quintessential early 70s songs that
It
I
was,
find
yeah.
helped shape that decade. That
Yeah, I think it did. I think it did at that time. I tell you what happened. We played in Germany to get the band together, 69. We were doing 7 45-minute spots a night for 2 weeks. This is a side story, actually. I said to this guy called Ziggy, how do bands get through this? Playing 7:45, and at weekends 9. Played in the afternoon as well. Played on the Leopoldstrasse. He said, how do you get through? How do bands get through? He said, you go to the apotheke. You go to that's a drugstore. You go to the apotheke. You buy the anine pills. You take them with the beer. So we go down there. We said to the pharmacy, we want anine pills. And she says, would you like 10, 20, or 100? Oh, we take 100, And it's pure speed. We didn't know. So you take them with the beer, gone. And I didn't know until years later that it was pure speed. And the doctor I was seeing said to me, he was American, living in London. He was the Christian Scientist guy. He said, Russ, those tablets, they are pure speed. You could have a heart attack just like that. He was doing this, so we didn't take them anymore. But I don't think that helped my depression very much, to be honest.
one thing I noticed, and one of the reasons I got into drumming was when Hold Your Head Up High. When I heard him hitting the snare on the offbeat, I don't know why I'd never heard that before. And go, I like that. I like that.
That never been done. That never been done, as far as I know. That it's a great feel. There's a lot of space in it, which is great. A lot of space in the lick.
People don't talk about space in music that
No,
much.
no, but that's the thing. Yeah, it's what you don't put in that's magic, isn't it?
But Colin had told me, and I didn't know this, maybe it's a well-known fact, that Rod would help him with the vocals. Yeah, do this, go up there, do this kind of thing when he was in the Zombies with him. And I went, what? You're Colin Blunstone, man. What the hell?
Yeah.
But did he ever do, like, Hold Your Head Up? Was that, I mean, I know you were singing it, but did he ever give you direction on how to sing it or anything?
No, never did. He never did. It was very high. I found a way of doing it. I found a way of doing it. Sometimes you didn't. I mean, I was never a singer, to be honest, but I always liked singing, but liked doing backing vocals and stuff. I mean, they became great friends. But we did, when we were doing 7 45-minute spots and 9 45-minute spots, we were doing that length of time, so we had to have a lot of songs. You either got a repertoire of 60 or 70 songs, or you made your 40 songs last a long time. Each song, it lasts a long time. The songs we did a couple of zombie songs, but we did Time of the Season. Do do do, do do do. We were doing that. Do do do. And Rod was singing, it's the time of the season when love runs high, and the time. So we used to make it last a long time to get to the solo, and it's and we started to slow down. We got Bob started to play, and I started to do anything to change it. I go on the guitar, do stacks. And in the solo, and I used to put my ring down the strings, we'd have that on the recording because it was people said, "What's going on there?" Wee. So I mean, it was a lot of fun. You know, it was so much fun. And Rod said, you know, when we get home, we ought to write a song around that. You know, and then suddenly he came in with it. He came in with the song, and he played it. He had a little reel to reel, and that's how we learnt the song.
Remember, if you want to help us out, you can make a PayPal donation. There's a link at the very top of all our videos. We have a swag store where you can buy a whole bunch of t-shirts and jackets and caps with our logo on it. And remember, if you subscribe, we hope you will, click the bell notification so you don't miss anything. Like our videos, comment on them, and please share them on social media. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music. Take good care of yourself.